6 in a row now for the Blues. Richmond to come next week, so let's tick that box, make it 7 in a row. Then they play the Hawks. Josh Fraser's future and his application to become permanent coach of the Carlton Football Club surely has to be climbing toward the top of the list. Carlton footy boss Chris Davies spoke to 3AW Footy yesterday. He said Josh Fraser still had a bit of learning to do as a senior coach.
Look, I agree with him. He's got some work to do on some things. I'm definitely trying to work with him, as I do all of our assistant coaches, in giving them feedback on what I think they're doing well and not so well. And my job at the moment is to work with the existing group to get them all better, and that includes Josh.
So his job is to make them better. It just feels as though at the moment they could still drop another 2 games and still make the wild card. If he is to move them into that finals realm, he almost becomes a non-negotiable, doesn't Josh Fraser?
No, you still got to go through the process.
No. You don't think if he makes the wild card from where they were, he doesn't become the favourite?
It depends whether, one, he puts his hand up, whether he applies. But you've still got to go through and see if he's the best. I mean, you've got some pretty good candidates sitting out there that, probably put their hand up, like John Longmire. I don't know, Kenny Hinkley looks like he still wants to coach. I think you've got to at least go and interview everyone.
Go a bit wider, though. What Chris said then stood out a little bit to me, that he's still got some things to work on. So is he going to be able to fix those things going through the process at the same time and get the job? And I think that was a little bit of a doubt that will happen. So
do you think that Josh Fraser...
I'm only reading that between the lines. Did you get that a little bit?
Do you think it's a strategic move by Josh Fraser to say that he's sort of not ready, just to... or do you think it's 100%
I think if he had his time again, maybe that's not the phrase he would have used. But I reckon to say that he's a non-negotiable at this point for that job, I don't think you can say that.
No.
You can't say that he is a shoo-in for the role when you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And there's not really been any leaks coming out of Carlton. They have kept things very close to their chest.
I'm not worried about behind the scenes. I'm seeing 6 wins in a row, including a win over the Cats, and that if he was to beat Hawthorn and or Collingwood in the coming weeks and make a wild card, I think he's a proposition.
But then you've got the footy boss Chris Davies saying what he just said, which is, my job is to help them learn what they can do,
and if he's still learning in that period of time of taking over the job to when the process is going on, like I'm saying, will he know or will he learn those lessons that Chris is trying to teach him before they make that decision in that time frame?
I'll tell you what, more than likely they're going to beat Richmond next week. If they beat Hawthorn,
that's a big one.
It gets compelling then, doesn't it? That's going to be the big one, the Hawks game.
133 693. Keen for you to weigh in just before we hit the break. Shorey and Richo, Jacob Weitering. It was discussed just off air a few moments ago. Do you think he's part of the future makeup of the Carlton Football Club, or is he one that they should look to see what they can get for
I think percentage would say that he probably might finish his career out, but you have to look at it now with the way that they're playing and the way that defensively they've covered a lot of things. He's a good player. He's 29 years of age. But if you could do something, if
they were going to do it, Shorey,
you've got to do it now.
It'd have to happen now, though.
He's got a long contract, though, too, but that doesn't matter. Those things can get done.
2031, he's contracted till.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that's 2 more. No, 3. Long time.
Long time. How many more years?
From where are we? 26. I lose track.
5 more years.
5 more years. But people will take him on for that because he'll be 33 as a key.
Melbourne would love him.
And he's a key defender. He's not a midfielder.
Bulldogs would have him.
Bulldogs would love him.
Yep.
North would love him.
No, you've got to go soon.
Break it down a little bit. Earlier in the week, the AFL proposed 4 options to club CEOs of how the fixture could look come 2028. 2 ideas keep the status quo, a 22-game season or a 24-game season. Now, I'll tell you right now, put a line through the 22-game season. It ain't happening. Broadcasters aren't paying billions for fewer games. Then there's the idea by which the competition is broken up into 4 groups of 4 at the end of the season to determine final ladder positions. Now, I would have thought that seems overly convoluted and fails to reward consistency or lack thereof during the season. Then there's my favourite, the idea of a mid-season tournament. This is by far the dumbest, most ridiculous idea, and whoever in the fixture department at the AFL proposed this should probably find another job. A 3-week break in the middle of the year from the season proper to play a tournament where the winner at the end of it, wait for it, gets a trophy. So in essence, you're picking up the old pre-season competition, but instead of playing it in February, you put it smack bang in the middle of the season when interest is meant to be at its peak. Tell you what, Shorey, put a fork in that idea. That one's done.
Oh, no, you've got it. Look, they were only suggestions, though. Like, we don't know how, but you're not happy with the suggestions.
But they were suggestions at the CEO conference.
Yeah. I mean, that's embarrassing.
The mid-season one, I haven't spoken to anyone that think that
Oh,
is a
no,
good
it's
idea.
not smart.
I think just leave it
3
where
weeks.
it is. Leave it where it is, but work out what you're doing with the buys. They've got to sort those out, that's for sure. I don't know why we're always looking to change. The EPL in England has been 38 games for a long, long time. It was 42. It came back to 38. I think it's been at least 30 years it's been 38 games. The NFL in America, Shane, was 16 for probably 40 years.
Yep.
They've gone to 17. Like, these are two
And they're
major
going to go to 18.
They don't look to change things all of the time. So I think just leave it where it is. As you said, broadcasters are not going to want less games. So it'll be 23, but just sort out the bias, what's going to happen there, because I don't like what they are at the moment.
133693, our best caller will receive a $100 gift card, all with thanks to Harvey Norman. We've spoken about the fixture at times during the year. We want your ideas. What do you want to see from the fixture as that 19th team comes into the competition? No idea is a bad idea, except for the mid-season tournament.
Mid-season tournament is a no-go. I think that's because they're looking at American sports, because doesn't the NFL has one of those? That's what they do.
The NBA has one.
The NBA does it.
Yeah.
So they just,
But the
again,
NBA's
look to the US and go, what are they doing over there and what can we do here?
Yeah.
I don't mind the 22 games because they still haven't figured out what they're doing with opening round 0, or whatever that caper is. I wouldn't mind 23 games if they just had a round 1 proper. So for me, round 1 proper, none of this, half the teams have buys at the start of the season. Fix the round 1. That's the first thing.
I think most people would agree that, it's not going to go down. So 23, and exactly, Laura, get rid of the opening round where half the teams play and half didn't. Just have 23 rounds of football.
And if you're going to split it, if you're going to have a bye, have it on the whole of one weekend, okay, or have it with 8 and 10 playing so that they have a bye that second week. It only goes for a week, really, that they're apart. And that's enough. You don't need it. We need to have continuity with our games.
Don't have one team having a bye every week, though. Because of
Tassie.
Because of the odd
when
number
Tassie
because of the odd number of teams.
Do you like the idea of just a whole industry-wide weekend off in the middle of the year where every team has a bye, 1 week off, or not?
I don't mind that.
A lot of people have suggested
probably not going to help.
Yeah, but how can you work in the other team at 19?
That's not going to help you with 19 teams.
No, I know that, but I'm just suggesting that a lot of people have talked about that. Just have one bye in the middle of the year where everyone has a week off.
Play as many games as you can on the same weekend without having these breaks that you've got. This side's going to have a break, then the other 3 sides have a break, and we go through a month. Then they started again having buys again in the second. Just don't do it. People want to have football non-stop.
I don't mind the idea of rivalry round.
Yeah, that's great.
Rebranding something rivalry round.
Good.
I mean, I think it'd be tricky because you'd have to try and find a way that everyone was playing what was perceived as a rival.
Has everyone got a rivalry, though?
Well, they should create them if they don't.
Mm.
And I think that's what they've tried to do with, the teams that have come in, like the Pineapple Grapple and the Sydney game. And
bridge.
also, I don't mind, or it could be regional round where you go out and play a game in the regions. Now, gather round, I know we have gather round, but that benefits South Australia and not really anywhere else. I wouldn't mind seeing a regional round where the games are played at grounds that are regional, not necessarily all in one
you're
state.
taking away your home.
Broadcasting could be a bit of a different thing.
And you're taking away home games from teams there.
But if it's the case for everyone, then it's not a disadvantage. That would be my...
I love the idea, but how many gimmicks have we got per week
Too
that
many.
we're going?
Yeah, we've got
too
a lot.
many now. But I know I'm not saying this about not being rural. I think you've got to get out there. But you've got to balance it that everybody has an advantage from it or non-advantage.
The whole. Sorry to interrupt, Shane, but the 4. Let's divide them into groups of 4 paper.
No, thanks.
Like, why would you do that? That's too complicated. Like, anything like that seems complicated, and like the wild card thing, yes, let's see how it goes this year. But if you introduce that to then divide more, teams into more groups and see, who can get a prize out of that.
I'll tell you one thing, it cannot stretch out any longer than 30 weeks, which it is now.
I don't want it going into October as well.
It cannot stretch out any longer.
I think under the 24-game system, it would have to go 26 weeks to allow for each team to have 2 byes. So it's going to go one more week than what it is at
So
the moment.
31 weeks all up.
That's what
Gee,
it
it's
would
a
be.
long year.
It is.
Do you
It's a
want
long
finals
year.
in October? I just think October.
We've gone from 26 to 30. Now we're going to go to 31.
I think
That's
you would
5
have to,
extra
I think
weeks.
you would have to totally scrap any pre-season match. I think
Just
that
start it off.
totally has to go. Oh, g'day, Deborah.
Bring my own political party into this. I want to put the Get Back to Common Sense party, which will be aimed at attacking the AFL. I think each team should play each other once. Get rid of 0 round. No one cares. Bring back the centre bounce. Get rid of the arc system, which is useless. Ban stand. Just disadvantages the other team because one has 18 players, one has 17. And Saturday TV must be returned because I think it discriminates against so many people that can't get to football.
A lot of good points there,
Yep.
Deborah.
Right on, Deb.
I think that Saturday one is huge, isn't it?
It is massive.
I know it's a big problem. A lot of people don't have KO or Fox, and they don't get to watch footy on Saturday, the traditional day. And I know you're big on this, Shane.
I'm just playing devil's advocate that, in a way...
But a lot of people can't afford to pay TV, Shane.
I agree, but there is also the point that we're lucky to have 3 games on free-to-air
Yeah,
TV.
my concern is that
in the UK, there's no free-to-air EPL. There's no free-to-air
I just
cricket.
hope that's not the case for here. I hope we don't go the way of having no free-to-air sport.
The free-to-air networks don't have the money.
Well,
that
I
they
guess the
once
new
had
rugby-
to pay for 4 or 5 matches.
The new rugby rights is a good sign then, isn't it? Because they've still got free-to-air.
Yeah, so that'll mean the status quo with, I think it's still 3 games on 9. But the reality is that the AFL rights deal is propped up by News Corp and Fox and the money that they put into it. I know it seems unfair, and it is in a number of ways, but the reality is free-to-air broadcasters don't have as much money to put into the rights as they once did.
Yep.
How did that in the UK?
Well, they also keep wanting more money for the rights.
Yeah. Correct. So that's partly on the AFL as well.
How did that
and it's partly on the players because it goes to them ultimately too.
In England, how did that affect the actual amount of eyeballs sort of watching each game then?
That I'd have to get. I'd have to get
significantly less, wouldn't it?
The numbers
than it used to be.
Well,
if you're used to it, I think
would you say there's less eyeballs on AFL now because some 5 games?
Well, they
6
say
games
there's
a week
not.
Are exclusive
They
to
say there's
Fox?
not.
No.
Every time it's going up every year.
But there must be, though.
But you've got to remember, population goes up every year too by hundreds of thousands.
There'd have to be less, though, wouldn't there? Because people who don't have paid TV wouldn't be watching a game. There'd have to be less.
Well, they don't. Well, when was the last time the AFL said our viewing audience isn't bigger every year, and then they say our attendances are bigger every year?
I'd be keen to hear from people too who just have Foxtel just for the footy.
How many people?
Or KO just for footy.
And who doesn't?
Yeah.
Ring if you haven't got it.
133693. G'day, Ted.
Hello, gang. A couple of points. One about the chewing gum in the urinals. Absolutely a bother. My wife cleaned our rooms at Hastings for 20 years. Biggest problem in both rooms. But
disgraceful.
The best thing you can do with the fixture is sack the people that make it now and put somebody in there with a little bit of common sense.
It is a tough job.
It is a tough job.
Oh, come
It is.
on.
Sure, you
No,
couldn't do it.
this year, and I'm with you. This, I don't think you said it on air, but I think you were really saying that this year is the worst, and I've been involved since 1978, and it's the worst that I have seen in the history of that time.
The fixture.
The fixture. It is just so convoluted. It's just ridiculous.
There's no point looking at the ladder because you've got teams
Your
next
teams
week
haven't
that haven't
played.
the same
One
amount
extra
of games.
already.
From opening round to I think it's a total of 10 bye rounds during the year to Friday night doubleheaders to Sunday night games. It is all. There's no consistency.
And the ones that go head to head instead of having a gap where you might even catch up with a half of football, you don't get that. So anyway.
Ted, thank you. G'day, Mark. Go ahead, Mark. No, Mark's gone. Hi, Rob.
I think every club should play each other once. Get rid of the 0 round. It's a waste of time. Every club should have a bye in the middle of the year. But more importantly, all the existing clubs should play in round 1, and then Tasmania comes in on round 2. So as everyone's available round 1, and there's no disadvantage for a club missing out in the first round.
So that happened with the Gold Coast Suns when they came in 2011. That every team played in what was round 1, and then the Gold Coast Suns made their debut in round 2.
Really?
133 693. Keep the calls coming. What you'd like to see from the fixture. Keen to hear from people too. Who do you just pay for KO or Foxtel simply to be able to watch the AFL? Do you just pay for it 6-7 months a year and live without it for the remainder of the summer? G'day, Andy.
Hey, how you going, guys?
Good.
All right. So I thought Deb had some great points for a start. That's really good stuff. You know the stand rule, mate? If they've got to keep it in, just get the umpires to blow the whistle a different way, a little beep beep or something like that, just so we don't hear them. Stand, stand, stand while we're watching, mate. It drives me bananas. But getting back onto the topic, Tassie Tuesdays, boys.
Tassie Tuesdays.
Oh, standalone Tuesday broadcast. Don't know how that's going to work. Well, it's going to. How can you do it? You might have to play on the Friday, Saturday, and you're going to play again Tuesday. No, it's not. I don't think we can go there. And I think that'd be just over the top. With
they
the
were talking about doing
I love Thursday.
The NRL,
I love
weren't
Thursday.
They? I think with the NRL, they were looking at whether they bring back footy
Monday night.
Monday night.
Yep.
Monday night footy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Monday, would you do?
It's massive in the States.
Well, you got to. Yeah, but you can probably Monday more than Tuesday. Because how do you fit it?
I just don't know. I don't know if it'll work here. I think people are footied out by Sunday night.
Yeah,
Is there an inevitability, do you think, that we see Sunday night football?
I don't mind Sunday night
We've
footy.
seen more Sunday night footy instead of the twilight slot this year, especially where it's out west and coming back to the East Coast.
You think about it, most people most people have a big weekend. Sunday night, you're normally on the couch, aren't you?
Why wouldn't you
be home watching the footy on Sunday
numbers,
night?
I reckon.
I don't mind it.
So then you have 2 matches, Thursday night and Sunday night, which again, primarily for the broadcast, not so much for the fan attending the game.
I don't think you'd sacrifice Thursday, Friday night's a hit to stay.
Yep.
You're not going to remove a game.
No.
Thursday night is not going.
You don't
anywhere.
like Sunday night, Laura?
Not at the expense of Thursday and Friday.
No, that won't go. No, I agree with you.
I reckon it would be that Sunday twilight going into becoming a Sunday night game.
I don't think that's a really drastic change. I think that'd be fine. The big change for everyone has been the lack of free to air on a Saturday. That's been the biggest change I think that we've seen in a broad sense for everyone. 133 693.
Keep the calls coming. The $100 gift card, all with thanks to Harvey Norman, to give away your ideas on the fixture, your ideas when it comes to Fox Footy. I mean, do you have KO or Foxtel and subscribe to it simply just to watch the footy? 133 693.
I'd love to know what the percentage of people in the population that have KO or Foxtel. It wouldn't be anywhere near 50%, would it?
I reckon we can throw that into Google and get an answer for you.